Hello, greetings everyone, and happy weekend to everybody. I hope everyone can get me. Um, yeah, today I know the volumes may not be the best, but hopefully everyone can clearly get me. Let me know that in the comment section. So we are going to give just a few minutes today, as usual, for those who are going to join to be able to have the notifications, and also encourage you this moment. Take it to share with your loved ones so that you facilitate them to join us on this powerful session. If you are new to the family, welcome in. Just be a little patient with us. You won't regret your time with us. So, a few minutes for people to receive notifications that we are live. We know the networks are not always the best, so sometimes it takes some minutes for even me to receive notification that I am live. So that's why we give these breaks, or we give this break at the beginning of every session. So please do me the favor to let me know you can hear me clearly. Today I don't have my mics. I don't have. I think even the lighting rather is not the best, but I hope we all can manage this for today. No copyright infringement for the song we'll play. Or
Feels like a dream, feels like magic.
so this actually live musician is Love, one of my sweet artists. So today is going to be short, guys. It's going to be short and short. So just in few seconds, minutes, we're starting to that. I said it's going to be short, so that means we may not have that luxury of time we used to have. God. So please, as you connect, let's know where you're watching us from today. Few seconds we'll be starting. God, no copyright infringement for the song we're playing. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, so I think I've done my part of the sharing today. So we can go. Okay, our topic today. By the way, welcome in. Happy weekend once more to everyone. It's another session with your girl, Lucia Bini, aka Brightest Low. Not just Brightest Low, but the one and only Miss Remarkable. So yeah, it's another Friday, it's another learning day, it's another day of growth, it's another day of good opportunity. So if you're new to this family, it's all about positive energy. We are here every Saturday, and I apologize by the way. Last week was an exceptional one that I couldn't show up. I had a super busy schedule. Like I tried every way possible to see how I could show up, which is something I like to do as a commitment. But happy weekend to you too, Emmanuel. So, but unfortunately, there was just no way. It was just so tight. But happily we are here. So just to say, feel at home if you're new. I see a lot of new people joining the family this week. Feel at home if you're new. It's a family. There are no vampires here. So our comment section is always positive, no negative energy. And we talk about topics related to us, our lives. Talk about things that can help us grow, things that can help us to be better persons, things that can help us to fulfill your purpose, because I think that's where you find love, joy, peace, like that. You can't even explain when you're living in accordance to your purpose and when you're doing that thing. You know, you can't really explain that joy when you're doing what you like to do and what you're supposed to do at the right time, in the right place. There's so much in that that I know a lot of people maybe don't understand, but it's just so peaceful, just so serene that you can't even explain. So that's just what we do what we can do to help, you know. Help is not always money, even your time is help. Even the words of support, kind words, words of encouragement, they are all helps. I strongly believe that we all were made incomplete or imperfect for a perfect reason. We all were made imperfect for a perfect reason. What is that perfect reason? So that we could really depend and love each other. But I know also that we each day deviate from that simple principle and beneficial thing that we are supposed to benefit for. We say use that as a tool for division, which is not bad by the way what we're talking about today. So what we're talking about today is be ready to go through the process. Be ready to go through the process. And guess what? My favorite scripture in the Bible is Philippians 4 verse 4, which says, be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. And he also talk rejoice, and again I say rejoice. So rejoice, and again I say rejoice. So how can you really get up each day, even when things are not moving, even when you're not having result, even when you're working hard and you're still rejoicing? It's a question. Then it still tells you that you should not be anxious for anything. Then mean there's more we have to know, right? There's more about how can we have good new things and we are not too anxious. A lot of time we all are anxious to have good results. Congratulations. If you heard or you listened to the song that was playing, that is by Minister Ada Ehi. And the title of that song, if I'm not mistaken, says congratulations. There's so much positivity, there's so much joy when people tell you congratulations. How many people agree to that, or how many people have experienced that joy? That when you know you've done something where you've had a good result, people are like congratulations. That feeling is good, and I feel like we are always anxious to hear that more often. It's very good to be congratulated. It's very good to have good results, but I think sometimes we get so anxious about the results that we fail to look into the process. I'll take it one more time. I believe and I see that many of the time we get so anxious about what result we want to have, what result we are expecting, and we ignore the important part, which is the process. Because how do you get to that result without knowing the process? For example, I've sent a couple of messages. For those who check my Facebook, I always ask questions, and the answers are always amazing. Like, how many people, for example, one of my questions I asked some weeks ago was, how many people want an extra $1,500 in whatever currency you're using? every month, and so many people responded at once. That's like a wish. That is like an outcome. That can be like a result somebody want. So many people responded to that message, and of course, I had to do a follow up to see how many people are really ready, really want it. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to have a meeting, but the meeting instruction is this: you have to first of all go through this message, then do this, and the number of people that read that message to the end, because I wanted to see how many people were even going to follow just the instruction, the basic instruction. And many people failed. Some people just do as they were led to do, not following the instruction. So what does that tell me? It tells me that a lot of time people are just anxious to have things. People are just anxious to get results, but they are not diligent, patient, careful, and attentive enough to know and go through the process. So that's why in this month of remembrance, it's a joyful thing, it's a good thing to always pray that let God remember everybody who's working hard, whatever you're doing. But I want to also say God is seeing everything. He's seeing where our mind is, He knows everything, He knows our thoughts, He knows our deeds. So today I want to specifically remind each and every one of us one thing. Behind every action, there's a motive. Behind every action, there is a motive. So, what does that mean? Sometimes we are doing things because of the result. Sometimes we are doing things because of that feelings of getting it right, because of that appreciation from people, what people will say and what people will not say. But also, that is a growth reason why people don't do the right thing. People don't do the work they're supposed to be doing. Because talking about going through the process, there are many steps about that process. It's not just knowing the process, because I don't think a lot of us know the process we have to individually go through. Because the good, the results are good. When you get it right, it's good. But what happens when you don't get it right? That's what I try to always ask people. Because most of the people focus on getting it right. This guy is doing it well, he's getting it right. What happens when you are not getting it right? Will you give up? Will you continue? Will you press forward, or will you fail? So in that effect, I've seen that many of us even have failed without even starting the work we're supposed to do. Why? Because we have analyzed the possibility of having the result immediately, and we don't see that possibility. I mean, immediately. And so what happened? That thing even fails. That project fails. That idea fails in our minds before we even start taking the step. And some of us have tried, because one person discouraged us and said, "Oh, this is not possible." Instead of us looking what is the actual process, or what do I need to amend, or what do I need to adjust in this process, we gave up because somebody said, "Oh, I've tried this and it didn't work for me." I, as a person, I believe if you know someone who have failed what you did, and you also know someone who have succeeded in what you do, you have enough tool to do it better. So if you see someone who did something that, or who did something you really want to do, it is a blessing, right? It is a blessing. So once upon a time in a community, there was a very educated woman. And yes, she was book smart, and she actually studied agriculture and had a BSc, I think, yeah, a BSc in agriculture. Then she was living in a community that the main economic activity was um, farming, and precisely farming of cocoa. Cocoa is a cash crop for those who don't know. So this woman did agriculture. I remember she has and she's educated, she's book smart, and she had BSc in agriculture, as I said a few minutes ago. So in this community, these people know their traditional way of farming, and they were having results. And she has the theory part, the theoretical part of maybe some level of practicals of how crops should be farmed, but she didn't know much about that specific crop, and she didn't know much about the specific condition in that environment. So when she came to that environment, all she analyzed was more of the theory, and so she saw more of the impossibility of farming in that area because this environment is this, it's not like that, it does not give the relative of the actual, the conventional expectation of a good soil or environment for farming. But I believe she failed to also act like to check all the reason, like what is happening to these other people, and what are they doing that's making them still have these results, or what can I specifically do to amend this result. So this educated agriculture expert, of course, had a lot of the theory, but unfortunately, she focused so much on the reason why that environment was not good for farming, the reason why farming should not be the main activity in that environment. And guess what happened? Do you think she ever did any farming there? Or do you think she ever had a farm there? If she focused on this is not the best environment for farming, do you think she ever had a farm in that environment, or she actively did farming in that environment? Let me know in the comment section, by the way. So for those who I know, I like to hear people. I like to know I'm talking with people. I like to see people communicating. I like to see the feedbacks. So yes, of course, this woman definitely was so much in analysis paralysis, not because she didn't know, but it's just like sometimes in life we all are in that position that we know a lot, too much, that we focus on the ones we know and not asking maybe that 1% that we may not know. So when I talk about the process, it's not necessarily going to be that conventional process. That's one thing we all want to take home. It's not going to be like exactly how you expect it to go. You may do what you know, it doesn't work. What happens? That's basically what the question is, what happens? A lot of us have studied amazing things in school, in environments, in the communities, and maybe you've been going through the process, we are not getting results. What next? What next? So generally, what I know as a rational being is that before going into execution, it's very essential that we take our time to identify the process, studying the process, which I think is a step that a lot of people don't know. And when you study a process, you're going to identify some critical points. That's what we started this year with. So we have a message of optimizing our results. So you may want to go and watch that video. So today on this amazing day and this amazing year, we all want we all are reminded that there's a process to everything. We've already talked about there's a principle if you want to get anything. And that video talk about kingdom. A lot of times I see people pray, and you pray, you go to church, you just believe you that go to church, God will just answer you, and those who don't go to church, God will answer you. And ask people, be rich yourself. Just going to church and pray. How many of these people have you seen successful? How many of those people have you seen even fulfill your purpose without them taking action? Without them going through the process. So to every person that is really intentional and purpose driven, there must be some action. And sometimes the action that no other person can take except you. And that's like in every person's journey. There are some steps that if you look left, you look right, you look up, you look down. No one is taking that type of action at the time, or maybe no one has taken it before. You just have to be the first. Are you ready to go through the process? So yes, a lot of times we want to focus so much on what is happening now, and we ignore on what actually we have to be doing there now. You know, if you're driving, just picture yourself driving and you focus on what is happening on the side. You don't look your front. What happened to your car? And what happened to you? You have a high probability of having an accident, right? So a lot of us have had accidents in life. A lot of us have buried our spirits, have buried our goals, have buried our dreams just because we are not focusing on the process. We are so focused on what is happening on the social media, what people are saying, what people are thinking, things like that. And those are really big time distraction. I know you have to, of course, when driving, you have to be attentive to what is happening by your side, but you don't want to stay on your side. You don't have to focus all your attention on your side. So yes, a lot of times we focus so much on the distractions instead of the process or the goal. So I saw this video today. It's going to be very short, and just because I didn't want to say, oh, it's another busy day, I'm not going to show up. So I hope someone is getting something, going home with something that you want to check your process, like check the process you're following. Am I following the right process? Am I doing the right thing? Is there something I can modify in the process? Is there something I need to remove? That's where there's growth. Once you're intentional, you know your goals. Because sometimes so a lot of people work without goals and I don't know how they do it. They just look what's working now, what is trending now, and yeah, they are on it. If everybody's going left, they are going left. If everybody's going right, they're going right. If everybody's descending, they are descending. That too is very destructive to your goals. Most for those who are purpose driven. So if you're purpose driven, you want to be very intentional that each day you get up, you have to ask yourself, what can I do? What stuff do I need for the process? Because I said everything has a process. Before you leave from Chicago to California by air, there's a means you need to get your ticket, right? You don't just appear when the plane is departing that, oh, I have to travel today. No, there is that process. It doesn't matter if your father is whoever you think is very rich for you or whoever you think is very successful, whoever you think is so spiritual. It doesn't matter how spiritual you are. There is a process. You need to get your ticket. You need to be at the airport on time. You need to board. You need to go through the checks. That is what it is. So no matter, so we all want to be intentional about knowing the process because sometimes we think that because we're doing some other things, we don't need to know the process, and that's ignorance. That's ignorance. You can't perform more than you know. You can I cannot say it. You can do better than what you know. So a lot of time our result we think our result will be better than what we know. No, if you don't know the process, you don't know the process. Even when you talk about something you don't know very well, the person you're talking to will know this person. She's not as informed about this thing. She doesn't know it well. I'm not even sure she knows what she's talking about. So we are a challenge that whatever goals you have in life, whatever thing dream you have, it's very possible mostly if you know the process because when you know the process then you even be easier for you to know why someone feels and so why someone make and what you can do, what you can modify and what you may just have to copy. Because in life at the end of the day, the truth is you have to just copy from some things or from some people, but some things we need to modify. And if you don't modify to suit your particular environment, your specific conditions, you continue to have the same bad result. Imagine us doing the same mistake everybody's doing and yet you're expecting to have better result. How is that possible? So, like for example, let me put it in the career. If you choose to go through academia route, then you're checking to be a billionaire, which means you focus on having all the degrees, the PhD, the postdoc, and at the end of the day, you expect to be making millions. What is possible if you have grants? But if you decide to be a businessman, you see it's a different process. You don't need to go and you want to be a big businessman, but you're focusing on having degrees, just degrees, and you're not learning about what is happening in the business world. That's still a process. So two different processes. So whatever you have as your goal in life, whatever you're trusting God to do, you have to know your own process. What do you have to go through? Whatever we want to achieve is possible once we know the process. If you know, oh, step one as I get up is to first of all do this, then from this I do. God will do the rest, but you have your part to go play. I have my part to play. So basically that's just a reminder I thought is very important because I see a lot of Things happening. I'm like, mostly in this generation where people are just so cowed. Social media dramas, 1 minute, second updates, and you think because you have an update of what is happening in somebody's life in 30 seconds, it's enough for you to just use it and change your own direction in life. That's funny. That's to say, you don't even have a goal. So you have a goal and focus on your own process. It's not late to do that U-turn to the right direction. It's not late. Because at the end of the day, if you're a farmer, you didn't plan. There's no way you should be expecting and praying for a good harvest, right? There's a season why when God allow us to plan, give us our opportunity wherever whatever you're doing. God allow you to be yourself. There's a time God gives you people, gives you opportunity, gives you help, gives you life to plan, and you decide that God, I'm just waiting for you to give me the miracle. Miracle comes for those who have faith, and faith goes with action. So how can you have faith and you're not taking the actions in that direction in what you believe? That is it. So there's still a process. So if you have faith that God is going to heal you, you're a leper, you have to leave where you are to stick because God can definitely see you where you are, but you have to leave where you are to where God is telling you to move. You don't have legs or you can't move. And God say, stand. You just have to believe and stand. But if you want like, all the other people who don't have legs don't cannot stand. You start questioning. You start analyzing. Trust me, that is why a lot of people waste time doing each day. Sometimes you need to just have that conviction. God is that God taught. That's why I tell people discernment for me is one of the most important things a lot of us don't have. The one of the powerful thing you need in this generation is not money. And by the way, for those who have been missing a program on Thursday, because a lot of people ask me questions about financial knowledge. There's a program that we run now every Thursday. It's free, by the way. It's on Zoom. Sometimes we use Google Meet, but I think we're going to make it fix on Zoom. 1 p.m. Central Time and 7 p.m. West African time. What do we talk about? We talk about basic things that, like simple tools related or strategies related to finances. Because one of the reasons a lot of us get distracted is because of money. We say, I think it's because of money. Some people think the only thing they need on earth is money. Once they have money, all their problems on earth will be solved. It's a lie. Just in case you didn't know it was a lie, know it today. It's a big lie. Because you can have money and you still put the money in the wrong thing because you don't have the right knowledge and you don't know the process. It's simple. That is why, if you remember or you know, basic economics talks about factors of production, and one of those factors, important factors, is knowledge or information, and another is technology. So, and the third is entrepreneurship. A lot of time we focus on the ones I call in this generation the basics, capital and land. That's what a lot of us still know. Land capital. You can run a very big business in this generation without having a land. All of us can agree that now. People are social media, whatever influencers. Where which company do they have physical company? Where do they have the land? So you see, many of them started with zero capital. So forget about it if you think all you need is money. No. All you need is you have to understand yourself. You need to have that discernment to know the actions to take. Once you take the right actions, you do the right thing, you're the right people, you'll be valued and money will follow you. That is a simple concept. So we need to learn to know the processes. We need to learn to have enough knowledge for the things that concerns us. So stay blessed everybody. You have a question? Feel free to drop them in the comment section. We encourage you to share this video so you can also bless someone with what you've heard today. Because sometimes we assume we know it all, but with life, sometimes we get carried, things not going the way we want, and we just focus on making it work, making us have those results instead of going back to sit back to reflect, to check our goals, to check the strategy, and to see what we can amend. So that's what I just want to encourage us to do. That yes, every rational being, every intentional person needs a time to reflect, and definitely not just to reflect on the result, but also reflect on what were my goals, what strategy did I use? What can I change? Or what do I need to change? Or what did I do wrong? It's important. And give yourself more grace and do it again and again. Fail forward. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure is part of learning. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. We all learn while making mistakes. So sometimes those mistakes are what make the information stay permanent. Once you've made that mistake, trust me, you may never want to make it again. And by default, you already know it. It goes to your permanent memory. So yes, don't be too anxious to get results and fail to know the process, because you can get result once, but how do you keep getting that result is dependent still on the mastery of your process. If you don't understand your process, how you got to that point A, it'll be so difficult for you to get back to point A when you leave the first time. So I hope this bless someone. And as I said earlier, please share this with someone to be a blessing to that person. Stay blessed. Have a blessed weekend. And for those who have not yet subscribed or follow us, depending on where you're watching this, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to stay connected with amazing programs. And I know we have been inconsistent lately because of a schedule, but hopefully we're coming back and we have more updates, more programs like this. So a blessed weekend against you. And for those who are still joining this family, for the who just joined this family recently or today, we love you. Welcome. Stay in, stay connected. And we would love to hear you. We would love to see your face as a family and not just a page. So we like to know everyone who is with us. So we look towards hearing and learning from you too. Have a blessed weekend again and again.